Gotta edit.
Welcome, mortals, to the Fantasy Football War Council's podcast. We are your gods of war, Jonathan Arzian, with Mario and Dan.
Hello and welcome to another meeting of the Fantasy Football War Council. I'm your God of War, Jonathan, and as always, I have the brothers Grimm, Daniel, and Mario. I spent so much time talking to Mario last week, telling him it was his last time that he's not champ anymore and all that I didn't even say your name at the intro, Daniel. I just realized while I was editing.
Oh yeah,
Absolute
that's
garbage.
okay.
On my
I was
part.
there. I know it. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I was there. Yeah, that sounds right. So, episode 184. Look at us strolling along in season 6. I love it. Our 6th year of the pod. Hey, we got just a bunch of news and then just some talking points that Mario threw in today. I love all these talking points. It's going to get us going. And then I see a rumor to talk about, a couple rumors. We have 2 or 3 rumors. And then the possibility, if we're not over time, of a listener question. So let's jump into it.
Right. Yeah, this had to be the first bit of news, isn't it? Bucky could be back in 6 months. He had off-season shoulder surgery because it wasn't healing right, and Todd Bowles was even non-committal on whether or not he'd be starting in the season come October. So that's pretty crazy.
That is, I got that, and I got really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
The Gainwell pick was huge. I really do like Sean Tucker. I have for a while, and he's been getting better every year. He came in super young, so we'll see. We'll see how that backfield's going to shake out. It's going to be a mystery until the season starts, or at least until training camp comes out. We might be able to hear some tidbits of who's taking carries with who. But yeah, it'll be interesting to keep our ear to the ground on that one.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Mario again?
Sounds like we did.
Okay, he'll be back. I'll jump in at number 2 then.
Kenneth Walker III, 3 sticks.
Okay, I was all like, who the hell is 3 sticks? What is going on?
It made me think about that one.
I'll let Mario take it. Go ahead. I wrote it. Yeah, go ahead. You wrote that one.
Walker. Yeah, he's looking like he's competing in the enhanced games with how he's showing up to the Chiefs. Dude is yoked.
He's always
huge.
been built
and
that way.
Oh man, no, he's showing up, and not only that, but with what he said against the Seahawks and them not having him as their number 1 running back, got a couple fans spitting back at him on X. And so he's actually taking the bait and doing that thing. We don't want to see that happen. It's like, okay. Well, now he's officially a Chief. So
Nice.
Got to have some off the field issues. But what a talented dude. So if he's really coming in with a chip on his shoulder, can't wait to see what he does with the full workload. I don't know if he'll make it though. I mean, his whole upper body looks yoked, but his problem's always been his lower body. So let's see if he worked out his ankles and his soft tissue ligaments and stuff, because that's where he tends to have problems.
He's had a lot of growing issues. Growing pulls in his career. But yeah, let's see. If he's got a full workload, he's taking anywhere between 20 to 25 touches a game. We're talking week 5. He'll play 10 games this year. But week 5, be out for a few weeks, be back in, then he'll be out a little bit more. And that's the way I see it. I mean, I would love to see if he plays all 17 games with the Chiefs in that offense with the talent that we always used to talk about with him. He's my favorite for RB1 overall on the year. But 100%. I just don't think that I just don't think he's going to play all 17 games. He's just not.
Yeah.
He hasn't his entire career. So, I mean, maybe it's going to change and he'll be okay this season. Maybe he's going to do more regiments on the off season. Maybe the Chiefs training staff, all of those things. But like, would I be taking a risk on him? Yes. As a, like round 1 fantasy pick, probably, but no, it's risky.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead. I don't interrupt.
Okay. I was just gonna say I kind of see him as the Mike Evans treatment. He's gonna be out for maybe 3 weeks with a hamstring, but the rest of the time, he's gonna be solid, and he doesn't really kill you that way, because it's something you can kind of plan on, because you've got a history of it. And
draft the handcuff.
When he's good, he's solid, and you know that as soon as that injury crops up, okay, I need somebody for the next couple games. And when he's back in, he's going to give it his all, and you'll be all right. And so I kind of see him the same way.
Okay, interesting. That's not a bad way to see him. Let's see. Next Derwin James and the Chargers agree to a 3-year extension worth up to $75.6 million. Are you liking what the Chargers are putting together? I'm kind of liking what the Chargers are putting together.
It's a good move, locking them up.
Yeah. That's your bet.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm getting all the sad news. Coach Harbaugh says Malik Neighbors' knee is complicated. He gives no timeline on his return. Ouch.
I got to bring the sad drop out. I haven't had it out for now. You keep mentioning we got a lot of sad stuff. It's kind of yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. There it is. It's ready for your next one. Yeah, that's a bummer. Also,
all right.
Another hit to my fantasy team.
And
yep.
Yeah, I know, man. Stellar, but when they get there. And then this is Packers running back, Josh Jacobs, looked like he was ready for a huge workload. But instead, he's facing 5 charges, 2 felony. Battery, domestic abuse, criminal property damage, disorderly conduct, intimidation of a victim, and felony charge of strangulation and suffocation. There's actually 2 felony charges against him. He was released on bail. And so they're looking at the possibility of life without him. Marshawn Lloyd is already taking first team reps because,
he's there.
You can't, the old stripy uniforms aren't quite out yet for the Packers. So,
jeez. To see the statement that his lawyer put out a statement today.
No,
just
I missed that.
Ridiculous. Okay. We are extremely pleased that Josh has been released from custody and that no criminal charges have been filed against him. We, as previously stated, we encourage everyone to keep an open mind while the matter is fully reviewed. We remain confident that once all the evidence is gathered and evaluated, it will confirm that no charges should be brought against Josh in the future. And a bunch of lawyer names there. So, yeah.
Yep. So the restraining order is still in place. I'm going to piggyback on this one because we forgot to put it in the news, is James Pierce Jr. has had most of his charges looked at. He's been released, and the only thing remaining that sounds strong is the 1-year restraining order from his girlfriend, but she's backing off most of her charges. So there is the possibility that James Pierce Jr. will play for the Falcons this year.
Wow.
So
Yeah, wow.
he may miss OTAs while he's still going through the legal stuff, and we will see what the league will do as far as suspensions. Since he wasn't smoking marijuana, they may give him nothing. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Because they could get the resisting of arrest charges too, but I guess if everything else is getting thrown out, they might just leave that be. You know.
It's possible. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
So they've given him some time served and some other stuff already, but there's the possibility that he walks out of this and keeps playing, and they're going to put him on probation, and he's got the restraining order against his ex, and that might be it for what he has to face.
Well, good thing he didn't ruin his life. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Well, all right. And speaking of ruining lives, Rashee Rice is suspended for 6 games. We know the commissioner does hate weed, so suspensions have been handed down. But he did drop his. He busted. He missed. He fucked up a drug test, and he's on parole for it. So probation.
And, yeah. He's in jail rehabilitating from a knee surgery also. So that's
what we talked about last time, and I wanted to go on it. That is the worst case for you right now, to not be rehabbing your knee and you're in jail. Whoa, there's not much you can do in your little 9x9, and a knee.
Oh, he's
a lot of good rehab.
With all the money the Chiefs have.
Sending the therapist there every day. It'd be interesting to see, but I wouldn't be surprised if another cleanup surgery happened this offseason.
He needs the conjugal room because you can't touch each other in the regular visitation room.
Now, I said therapist, not there's the...
No, I know, but I mean...
We're not talking Watson rubs here.
Touching, so.
Yeah. No Watson rubs. All right. Football adjacent news. Johnny Football. Johnny Manziel wins his first UFC matchup, and it was ugly.
Oh my goodness!
Like a high school brawl.
Yes,
it was not good.
It was. But
but he won, so congratulations.
Holy moly, was that an ugly fight? I don't know if any of you guys watched that. It was.
It's the first time that he won a competitive professional sport in quite some time. So, at least he's got that.
Yeah.
He did not look like he was in shape, and neither did the other guy.
Neither did the other guy,
one of those things they have them here in Thailand also, where you can look at your drink bill, and then you can go up and fight, and the winner doesn't have to pay for their drinks. And it looked like you would get a couple of out of shape football fans and be like, all right, who wants to go up, and the winner doesn't have to pay for their drink, and a bunch of out of shape middle-aged dudes go up there and start going with the tummy rubs.
You nailed it.
Yeah, he was
nailed it, because that's exactly what it looked like. Because they went like, "Hey, we need 2 members from the audience," and they just picked the 2 not. You go like, all right. They keep skipping over the buff guy, and they're like, "No, not you, not you." Okay, you in the back, and you in the corner.
Yeah.
You're on the phone. You're not even paying attention. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Yes, it was. All right. Good news. Great news. The Teddy Bridgewater Act was finally passed in Florida. Middle school and high school coaches can now spend up to $15,000 of their own money to support student athletes with food, transportation, and recovery services to help their players. And that's all because Teddy Bridgewater was a great coach and a great person with all what he was doing for all those kids down there. And they went after him. They went after him for it. So
yeah.
Good for Florida. Good for Florida for stepping up and protecting their people like that. So, mad credit.
Yeah. Go ahead, Daniel.
I'm glad that they did that. Henry Ruggs has a good chance at parole. There are multiple NFL teams that have already been going to his prison to see him working out. So, he's probably NFL bound.
I skipped you.
Yeah.
I totally skipped ahead. I'm sorry.
He said he's kept in football shape the whole time. I'm like, what he did was no worse than what Rashee Rice did. Rashee Rice just got super lucky, and he took someone's life. He's had to do time for it. I don't mind him coming back at all, and it's especially if, like, I think it would be a good thing if he did donate part of his salary and the league matched it to help the community and everything, because the Raiders are in Vegas now, and Vegas is where it happened. And I think it could be a good redemption story. I've said that before. Especially, I would like to see him back in Vegas, matched up with Max Crosby, who's gone through addiction before, and made that part of his story. And I think
it'd be a good story to be walking Ruggs through. Yeah.
It could be a good story.
Talented kid, just you make the wrong choice, and one decision could spiral and take your life. But to see him go back, and if he can get a second chance back in the league, it would be an interesting thing to see.
Yeah. But being a good athlete, being a good NFL player, they don't always match up. So just because he's been in good shape for the last 3 years doesn't mean he's used to the DBs being on him and everything. He might have to convert to DB or safety or something like that to come back to the NFL. But I think second chances would be nice.
Just get a season under his belt and then get back into professional football mode, Yeah. Go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, Mario, go for the next one.
Okay. Bears reiterate Thursday that all options have been exhausted. They will be leaving Chicago for suburban Illinois or Hammond, Indiana. And
that's history right there. That's one.
I think that's awful. It's such a historic franchise.
Yeah, it's going to be
the city is just letting them walk like that.
Indiana Bears, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I think they're still staying in Chicago. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
You have a $1 billion corporation, and they can't make it work out.
Mm-hmm. It's on the incline too, right? Like, that they're going to be good in the next couple of years. Like, it's sad when places leave like that. The communities, that's brutal, and especially being just close enough to be like, we're still close. So that's super.
I got to see it happen with Baltimore and Cleveland with with Art moving the team like that. Like, I mean, you wanna go?
Go ahead.
Back on track?
Yeah, you can go. You do 11. I'll do 12.
Okay.
Show sheet people. We're talking about the show sheet here.
Yeah. Rams agree to a 1-year extension with Stafford worth $55 million. Keeping him there. Got to keep get one more year to teach Ty Simpson a little bit, right? Bench him all year long. Let Stafford have the season and learn behind him.
Which is
what better huck it and chuck it quarterback to learn from? I mean,
Very true. I think 2 to 3 years is what they were saying before he would be ready if he was sitting and learning behind somebody. So that's a good timeline for them.
Mm-hmm.
I am sorry, John. I didn't notice what was next, and I figure you might want to add the tidbits from.
Yeah, we can. I didn't know how much I wanted to chuck into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can. We'll say something. Yeah, go ahead.
Giants show Shine signs a multi-year extension. So,
what a! I mean, like, I cannot believe they keep making the wrong decisions in certain avenues. I really like the John Harbaugh signing. I think that's good. I think he's a good coach. I think we can work with the current what they're going for with Dart and Scadaboo. I don't know, but yeah, we were mentioning that our fellow manager went to dinner with the Giants DB coach, and our manager was sharing his we'll say unhappy opinion, his displeasure with a few of the draft picks, and why didn't you do this or this, and was apparently very politely bitched out and put to his place. I think it kind of turned him on a little bit, but loyal Giants fan he is, so he took it right on the chin and said, "Thank you. Can I have another?" So.
Yeah. Speaking of Giants fans having another, Giants defensive lineman Roy Robertson Harris tore his ACL in OTAs just after they trade Dexter Lawrence. So he's going to be key. Ow.
Yeah, that really hurt.
That does. That hurt their linebacking core too.
Yeah.
Because now, they're not going to be able to run free. They think the linemen aren't going to be as occupied at the line.
Yeah, they said the entire interior's been blown up with that one pop. And so now they were taking in calls of any veteran tryouts, any veterans out there on defensive line. So now they're looking to sign. There's rumors that they've signed 2 defensive linemen already. From I think Washington Redskins, there was one, and another. So I have to get the actual names on those. But yeah, they were like, "Oops, wrong, bad timing."
I would be making as many calls and delivering anything that I could to Aaron Donald. One season.
Yeah, right.
For 1 year.
Goodness, come for one. Yeah. Pay the bank.
Pay him what you can. Give him stock options. Do whatever you can for a single year. Yeah. But can you imagine that the pieces that they've added on that team, along with an Aaron Donald on that line for a single season? That'd be crazy.
You give that man a 1% ownership of the Giants, dude. I'm pretty sure he'd come out of retirement for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
With an option of a buyout in the future or something like that too. Right? So then that's a good way to go about it and not have such a heavy cap hit, right? Be interesting to see how
that buyout happened. Let's be honest.
Well, if he wants to hold it, he can hold it, or they can, bid it up until they get that 1% back. But
I take that 1%. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Interesting. 1% of a $1.5 billion rated franchise is more than what he was making per season previously. So
it
would hit the salary cap different.
Helping out line coaches and helping that team improve big time. If he really, oh man, that's an interesting take. Yeah.
I don't know if there's bylaws in the NFL on not doing that to get around the cap, but if somebody actually figures out a way to go about that, is to get around the cap for some stars.
I'm just sure there's no owner that wants to hand away percentage of their team, and then it has to be okayed by all the other 31 teams as well.
Oh, that's right.
That's
a good caveat.
Committee, and
that'd still be fun.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Yeah, same thing happened with Brady. It took a while for him to be allowed to purchase. But yeah, in other news, Stefon Diggs had to go to court, and the woman accusing him brought zero proof to the courtroom. Turned out to be attempt at a money grab. All accusations were dropped. All charges dropped. You know, we always want to believe the victim, go through, see everything through, and make sure that all accusations are taken seriously. But this is a big problem when you're a celebrity and you got a name. And
it's been going on forever, right? I mean,
yeah,
these women chase people like, I mean, because there are even people like that may have done it, and Roethlisberger, but you never know.
I mean, you know, you also you're asking for a good portion of that when you go around scoring just about every person of the opposite gender that you're running into, you know. So, I mean, he was having relations with her while he's dating other people, and who knows what was said, and then he had another baby, and then they get all mad, and there's all those things. So it's like, you know, you're also asking for it when you're running your life like an asshole. So
yeah, everyone thought this matches up with his character, but everyone believed it right off the bat, and so she chose her mark well.
She did, but he brought the receipts, literally the payroll receipts that she said that she wasn't receiving.
Yeah, so, and she had no alibi.
So he's got a good manager. He's got a good manager. So at least there's that. If he didn't have a good manager, that wasn't going to happen. So he's making good decisions.
Give him a good Christmas bonus.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Looks like Ruben Bain will be wearing the Bane helmet. Yes, the
Bane face
mask from Batman. Yes.
Yeah,
I dig it.
And it looks awesome, especially with the blacked out visor.
Yeah.
Dude, that in the pewter looks great.
Very nice. Yeah, I dig it. It's not my first choice of Banes to go, but it's a good Bane. So it's a good Bane. It's well done.
Yeah.
So, like
easy to replicate.
Yeah, and we've lost Mario. Oh,
that mosquito must have had the Wi-Fi attached.
No, his house is on the clapper.
Yeah,
and it turned off. What a bummer, because today was it was all written by him, and it's all schemes and talks to the three of us. What a bummer.
He'll be back. We'll keep going, but he should be coming back here shortly. It's so funny. That's the last thing we see.
Hope you got it.
Yeah.
Hope you got it.
At least we didn't see the room go too, so he didn't like knock over the laptop and
hit the computer. Yeah.
Yeah.
His world didn't turn upside down. That's a good thing. That's
right.
A very good point.
At least
Expensive
there's that.
Mosquito. Yeah. Expensive mosquito. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Man.
He's got to get more geckos in his house to eat those mosquitoes, man.
Hey, right? That's not bad. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Up to you. I just last one, so we'll jump back and forth.
Tyreek Hill is not healing as fast as expected. Most teams are steering clear and are going to let another team take the leap. I wouldn't be surprised if it was almost like a, forced retirement until he comes back and proves that he can move on the field. But he's been in pretty steep decline over the last couple of years. So I think teams are just going to say, you're not worth your price tag anymore, so sorry.
No, he's got to take a pay cut if he wants to play this year, or show that he can do it again. You're right. So, and the only way is to take that pay cut to play somewhere else, right? So, yeah, I don't think he's getting what he wants. That or it's time to start his porn career, like he always said. So,
him and Diggs are definitely, bros. So they live that same life. So we'll see how that goes too.
We always need these type of receivers in the league, though. It's entertainment, right? It's pure entertainment. Like the Chad Johnsons, you need them in your life. So, and speaking of stuff, we're back to Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs looking like he is the favorite for the Commanders or the Chiefs. Which, my God, can you imagine all the Chiefs being checked to by freaking Mahomes when he's healthy? Although it's just Fields, so it'll be a rocky start for a little while.
You think he's wild now? Wait till he gets on the Chiefs. He's not going to last till the season. He's going to be in jail before the season starts.
I'm on a Super Bowl team. Look at me. Yeah, no. You gotta win it to get it.
Yeah.
You guys good? I'm hearing now. Yeah, he's got to rejoin. All right, we'll see if we can get him to rejoin that link. So, take us off with the last bit of news there.
Deebo Samuel claims he still has fuel in the tank.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Just like Diggs going to wherever he will, or Tyreek Hill going to wherever they will. They were great. They were awesome. Tyreek is very likely a Hall of Famer. Stephon Diggs might be in the conversation. Maybe not. I don't think he did enough over his career. He was an above average player, but not Hall of Fame.
It'll be a while. If he does make it, it'll be a long time, like Tim Brown, right? So.
Yeah. Reek, though, he's going to be in conversation for first ballot Hall of Famer, but we'll have to see how. It just might be towards the end for them. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We said that mosquito must have been carrying your Wi-Fi.
I said you were on the clapper, and when you clapped, it turned everything off. So.
Yeah, must have been.
I like it. Well, yeah, perfect timing. We made it right in time for us to fit into the next our next segment, which written by Mario, the best coach scheme new fits. So it's the best new fits of the coaches that were just hired this year in 2026. There was plenty of head coach hiring, let alone not even talking offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. But we have plenty of names that we are all writing down. We were trying to stick to the top 3, but we all went 4 and 5 a little bit. So when we jumped into it, I know we had plenty of things to like. So Mario, this is written your segment. Why don't you start us off?
Okay, so I think the top hire we were all excited for was, where is Mike McDaniels going to go? And I think that I still think that was one of the best hires of the offseason, going to the Chargers, because last year they just had 0 run game, and Herbert had to do a whole lot carrying the team on his back, which he's one of the few quarterbacks that can do that, but I think they're going to have a much better balanced offense with a healthy offensive line this year, and B, just a scheme that Mike McDaniels has always taken a lot off of the offensive line with his quick motions and whatnot to get the run game and his receivers open. And with Herbert's abilities, and he's actually got some super talented wide receivers, now that Quentin Johnson found his hands, I think we actually have a stellar cast to deliver on Mike McDaniel's types of schemes. It's not going to be the same that we saw in Miami, that was based solely off speed, but that's what he had to deal with. And he did draft someone who has similar speed with the Tyreek Hill. So we'll see what he does there, but I think there's going to be a lot more yardage due to the chunk plays and the schemed open catches. So that's going to be great for the running backs and great for the receivers over here. Great for the team overall. I think it's a huge, great hire, especially with the offensive line coming back. It was almost a blessing that they weren't great coming in, so they could kind of hit things they wanted to coming into the season.
Nice. And John, tell us where you have McDaniels on your list.
I have him sitting at. I put him at 2. I was kind of. I don't know. I got a little more excited about someone else. I like the John Harbaugh hire for the Giants. I think it's trying to get them, that franchise, into the right. There we go. We lost him again. That franchise into the right direction. They've got a culture that they're building with Dart and with Scadaboo, and I think Harbaugh, he can come in and he did great in Baltimore. I don't think he was the issue. Don't get me wrong, Jackson is a great quarterback, but I do think Jackson was part of the issue. Had some issues, and you blame the coach after a while. So kind of like we saw Tomlin get cut too. So you go after hey, they're long-term coaches for a reason. They did great for a long reason. For that long term, they're there for a reason. So. And when you continuously can bring your team to an AFC championship or the AFC divisional, you're doing something right. So I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was excited about that hire too.
Yeah. But I mean,
I think he's a good fit for what the team needs right now.
Yeah, I mean, come on, but you got Matt Nagy as offensive coordinator, which is the budget store magician. He's not a great head coach, but he's an okay offensive coordinator. But I think there could be better there for offensive coordinator. I'm not a big fan of Matt Nagy. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, as a coordinator, he's a much better coordinator than a coach. Just not a head coach. That dude's absolute sucks. But budget store magician for sure.
Yeah, I think he got a. That was a last-minute call up who you can, because I think he was fully expecting Todd Monken to join him over there in New York.
See, that would have been, oh man, would that have been magic?
Nice segue.
And so,
that's a good segue.
Since Monken didn't go, then he had to call up someone else, a backup plan. And I think that's what Nagy was. So I don't see Nagy there past this year.
A backup.
For sure.
But with whoever, I think it's he's got history in the NFL. Harbaugh can trust him for this year, and I think it's a fill-in situation for Nagy. So I give him that credit.
Yeah.
But not the best.
Yeah, he's not incredibly imaginative. I don't get.
Right.
I always felt like I was rookie Madden level. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So yep, I agree, and that's why I like him. I like him at Harbaugh again as the head coach hire, but I'm not too keen on some of the staff that he ended up bringing in with him.
Yes.
I do think that they are high floor, low ceiling guys. And
yes.
So that coaching staff is going to have, I think, turnover over the next couple of years until they dial something in. But they're not going to go backwards. I still think that the Giants are going to be better with the John Harbaugh hire, because I think he's what that organization needs to just get them right back on track.
Build the culture.
You know,
you can
build the culture that's there. Mario, I had Mike McDaniels as my number 2 coach. I agree with everything that you have to say. Generally offensive line stay healthy in that wide zone scheme as long as they're athletic enough, besides Eric Armstead in Miami, which was unfortunate for McDaniels big time. But that, when the Chargers offensive line actually played together for like the 3 games, they were a top 3 offensive line in the NFL. They're monsters. And so if they can take some of the stress and they can stay healthy, there's just an embarrassment of riches in LA, which is why I put him as 2, because I love him there. Don't get me wrong, but I think that just about any offensive coordinator that they're going to bring in had a very high likelihood of success. My number 1 guy is somebody that you mentioned earlier. That's to say the segue is Todd Monken. I think that he was hired because of his history of accentuating the strengths that the Browns actually have on the roster now. And so I think it was a very smart hire for the Browns for that scheme. I am super high on Harold Fannin this year with Todd Monken as the head coach. Every year that Todd Monken was an offensive coordinator, tight ends scored a touchdown every 6.5 catches. So there's a lot of upside with the strengths that they have on the Browns. And, he's dealt with great quarterback play, and he's also dealt with subpar quarterback play. But tight end position is something that he really highlights in his offenses. And so it's going to be interesting to see what he does. So I'm really excited about that because I happen to have Fannin on my dynasty team. And so I think that was a beautiful hire for what they've got going there.
Oh, it's a very good hire. I did like Monken. I had him on my list as well. I overlooked when I was adding all the other names, but yeah, I put him at number 4 on my list. So
he's number 2 on mine. It felt like he was showing off in Baltimore when he was every single week coming up with a completely new offensive scheme to beat teams at exactly what they were good at. And that was his first year with Baltimore. Then to hear him in his press conferences with the Browns and to hear his no nonsense, I mean, he sounded like he coaches at a place called the Dog Pound. No nonsense. He's going to call it like it is. The best players will play. It's going to be a competition the entire year. Nobody sits on their laurels. And I think he's a really good fit for the culture there. I also listen to a lot of other podcasters, and I read a lot of Jordan Rodriguez and stuff, and she says that the analytics in Cleveland are some of the top tier in the entire NFL. They have stuff on health and all kinds of soft tissue development and recuperation. They have all kinds of analytics from the kids they're watching in college and on everything they've done. And so their hire of Monken and their fit with what they have and what they're building on and what the strengths of their players are, I thought was they really reached deep. They really looked through. At first I thought, okay, well, why'd they hire Monken when I didn't think he was one of the higher end guys, but I really respect him as an OC, and I was really hoping he would go to New York with Harbaugh. But after looking into everything and what the Browns as an organization do, especially since Watson, they've been a lot more careful, and you've seen their drafts really show that.
Yes,
they've had to.
They had an amazing draft.
They had no picks. They had to. They had to innovate to not completely be a dumpster fire for the next 50 years, right?
And so,
and the Browns have had 2 solid years now. Yeah.
So I'm excited for Cleveland with what they have going on.
So Monken was
John,
what?
Not the first time we've said this on this podcast, because we're always excited when they have so much talent on that team from being in a decade in the top 5 or top 10. You got good players. It was coaching and worst trade in NFL history.
Yeah.
Just thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So,
so who you got as 3, Mario? We all have
for
McDaniels in our top 2.
Yeah, we all had. Yeah, that was a nice pairing, I think.
Yeah. So next I have Mike McCarthy to the Steelers.
Okay.
And when it first happened, I did not have him up here in the top 3 at all. But after looking through all his records and everything like that he's done, and hearing the moves they're making, like Drew Aller may not make it as an NFL quarterback, but the fact that they took a late round flyer on his talent, on his physical attributes, and they're stripping him back and they're taking the time and they're doing the things that they are with him, what they've put together with that receiver room, and the different moves that they've made, everything makes sense. Everything they've done makes sense. And it's the same kind of thing in New York and the Giants, with John Harbaugh, where you're like, okay, last year they gave up 4 leads to lose, and they lost them with big chunks of points. So what they do, they brought back a lot of stuff on defense to make sure that doesn't happen again. So I think with Mike McCarthy, it's the same kind of thing with the Steelers. They're putting their boots in the mud and going, this is the line. We're holding the line, and we're going to inch forward and inch forward. They have an incredible offensive line already, but they weren't healthy last year. So what they do, they added to it for depth with a really, really strong candidate. And so all the moves they're making are the building blocks to a championship year after year contender. And I like those moves. Will they get there this year? No, I don't think so. But they're making those moves, and it seems like it has his fingerprints on it. And that's why I put him up to number 3.
Okay. Interesting. I don't have him in my top list. I felt like you did. I still feel like you did when he was first taken. So I think I'm gonna.
It felt dirty at first.
I just liked it for the daily hell that Aaron Rodgers will live with him as his head coach again. That's the only reason why I like it higher.
That's pretty funny, actually. I like that.
All right,
Daniel, who do you have in your number 3 slot?
mine's a little obscure, but it was a hire that I think kind of went under the radar for a lot of people. But as I'm kind of looking at, different schemes and analytics and histories, the more I look into it, the more I really like the David Blau offensive coordinator to the Washington Commanders. A new mind, creative, a backup quarterback for a majority of his career, which those guys are basically, receiving doctorates in football because they've got to be ahead, just like the head coach, before they're, going in. I think it's very underestimated how much work backup quarterbacks have to do mentally to help prepare the starter and everything else. It's a story that's not told very much. So you've got to learn more as a backup quarterback to be prepared for different things than just, and then help the starter focus on particular things as well. So he's just had a lot of recent success developing quarterbacks and some of his philosophies, and I like the way that he's talked. And so the pieces that they have there, I'm excited to see what it might be. I think that he might be that new young up and comer that's going to blow the top off the league here with the offensive scheme. I might be completely wrong, and this is a one-hit thing, but so far, I just like the way things are lining up with that one. So David Blau is one that I'm really interested in.
That's a good one.
He's my number 3 right now.
That's a really good one. I have Jesse Minter for Baltimore. Yeah, I know it was a hire from within, but yeah, he's got a good defensive track. He did really well. Back to Chargers when he made them a top 5 scoring defensive ranking, and then before that, he was on a coordinator to Michigan on the 2023 undefeated national championship run. So, strong candidate. I really like him. He has the culture for Baltimore. He was their defense. He was a DB coach. He was their defensive assistant and DB back coach from 2017 to 2020. So he's in their culture. He knows what Harbaugh had been doing for quite some time. So he can step in and fill in and really strengthen their defense more. I like Minter. I thought it was a good. I didn't like it at first. This is how I felt about McCarthy with you. The same feeling. I didn't like it at first. I was like, oh, they could have done better. That's just an in. And then the more I've looked into him, I was like, okay, that was actually a really good. It was kind of like a chess piece. And it was a good move for the guys.
I agree. I really like him there. I liked him when they hired him. I just think that I hope that they give him a little bit more of a leash to learn how to be a head coach, since it is a different job than coordinators, which he has had.
1 year
and not just fire them after the first year if they're not extremely successful. I think that his ceiling is insane. But I think that he's got to learn and give him some time. But he's had some pretty damn good head coaching mentors in the Harbaugh brothers to learn from. But I think I really like that hire too. I think it's got a very high ceiling for the team.
Yeah, I really like that. I was having a hard time placing some of these people because, I like some of these names. Like, I like Clint Kubiak. I thought it was a good hire. I thought it was a good hire for the Raiders. It was really good. I think I'm excited to see what it does. Genty and how things are going to pan out for this. Oh yeah, I'm shaking my head. Yes.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head like this because I think that they're going to be ridiculous this year. I think they're going to be a top 5 offense this year.
Yeah, I do feel that.
Yeah, whether it's Cousins or Mendoza, they're going to be a top 5 offense. Especially if they somehow work it out that they can get Ruggs back and he starts hitting decent football form towards the end of the season.
He could do the Rashee Rice role.
Some of the receivers that they signed in free agency and stuff like that, they have potential of actually making this team and having improvements. But he's with the tools that they have. I mean, can you imagine if they just run through the offense through Genty, Bowers, and the other tight end, Mayer. Mayer's really good too. Very
good. He's underrated because of who's ahead of him.
He's really good.
You don't need a good receiver on that team to put up some serious points with the things that they've already done.
Run 12 personnel with 2 tight ends on there. You're going to have a phenomenal setup.
Mayer could be your receiver too. That they didn't use. Yeah. So I really like that shout out for Kubiak also. That was
because I like beyond 3. I wanted to keep it to 3. All the rest of mine were just shout outs. It was, I like the Monken. I couldn't place Monken a little higher because I liked McDaniels. I liked the Harbaugh. I liked Minter. Monken was 4. So then Robert Saleh and Clint Kubiak. Saleh I think could help turn around because Tennessee they've got the pieces. They need the right fit to kind of mold them together. They're all there. Cam Ward is not a bad quarterback. I think he'll turn around this year. He needed some offensive line in front of him. They went out and drafted a few. Yeah. I mean, they got a receiver. They got the pieces that they actually needed to make this kid better. Mm-hmm. So
I'm high on Cam Ward.
Some
people aren't. Towards the end of the season, what he was doing on that team, dragging them along with an interim head coach and some of the magic that he had, like the kid could seriously be special.
Yeah.
And then hearing like players that played against him towards the end of the last year, like coming onto podcasts and stuff and being like, "Hey guys, don't get it wrong. Cam Ward's legit. He's a dude. I was on the field against him. He's a dude." And so, I'm pretty high on Cam Ward also. Good pickup last year. So he's I like that, and I think the solid Daboll pairing is like, it's just absolutely beautiful.
And after I go back to New York, I would not have. I mean, like now I like Harbaugh there, but like at the time, I would have kept Daboll. I wouldn't have kept Schoen. I would not have kept Schoen. I would have got rid of Schoen, kept Daboll at the time. And that would have helped push the team a little further with Scadaboo. And I mean, I think he knew how to protect his people and not let them get hurt. And I think that's, I don't know. I know I rant on this one a little much. So.
Oh, he got fired because Dart and Scadaboo got hurt. I mean, that's why he got fired.
Well, it was the way he was using them. It was the way he was using them. So.
But we'll see under Harbaugh. Is it the way that he's using them, or is it just the way that they play? Those guys are maniacs, right? It's hard to.
I think the writing was on the walls, and he already knew he was going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
When it comes to mid-season hirings, I think the writing's already on the walls at the start of the season. They're like, "Hey, we're not going to give you many games to get this together," and then it's you're going.
Yeah, that's true.
And we've had a few more mid-season hirings lately.
He also went to bat to draft those guys. So
but they're great guys, and they look at them. They're the ones that are changing the culture and making that place better. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
So that was
and then I got my honorable mention is Zach Robinson for Tampa Bay offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
and I got to do the homer. I got to do the shout out for that one. I really wanted Mike McDaniels, which every team that was looking for an offensive coordinator this offseason would have loved to have. But I think that Zach Robinson is a damn good consolation prize as far as what we did end up getting. I'm pretty excited to see how he feels our offense.
Yeah.
And again,
and then
I'm high on Tucker.
I do like him. He's fast. He's quick.
He's built like a faster Tyler Algier. So he's like an inch shorter, but he's built the same way. And
that's a really good comparison because in those moments where he has gotten an opportunity, he has shined. He has shined. So he has looked like phenomenal. And it's like, wait, do we want to put?
Why you keep on putting this guy on the bench?
Yeah. Why are we benching him when he's playing so good? And it's like, well, it's because we've got Tucker, we got White, the list of names in front of this kid. You're like, play this kid. I mean, it was a fourth-round draft pick when we got him.
Well, he's also only 23 years old. Like he came into the league as a 20-year-old, so like he's got like he could just be maturing now, and Bucky could be a distant memory. Bucky could be that one season hit, which I'm sad because I really liked Bucky, but I'll take Tucker all day too because I really like the way that he runs the ball. He's gotten stronger. Obviously we don't know what they're coaching in the game, so maybe he's just a frustrating film guy because he's not doing what he's supposed to do on other times. But hopefully he's learned that. But I think
there's the flip side of that too because he came in with a heart condition, and that's why he fell in the draft, right? And so they might just be afraid to put him out there, get his heart rate up too high, have him hit too many times. They might just be managing his load, and just because they like the guy on top of that, and they might be just overdoing it, kid gloves on, and, you gotta... So that could be it too. When I see how good he is, I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. But that kind of narrative would make sense to me if they're just like, dude, we like you. We don't want anything bad to happen to you because we know how much we like the Bucks.
Yep.
Yep. No, we don't need a DeMar Hamlin situation happening on the field, right? We don't need to push a guy too far and have him drop, right? Yeah. No, I get that.
Nobody wants that. I just
No one
hope. I mean, I hope that is not the case. And
I hope it's more like coaching, or like he's not doing film or something that's it's upsetting the coaching the staff that's not getting him his play time. You know what I mean?
he has been behind some really good running backs.
Mhm.
Just flat out. Buggy had an awesome year, but is he going to come back? Is he going to have the confidence? Is his mentality going to be there after being hurt for the first time in his entire career? Like, there's all of those other things that go behind it. Some players can never bounce back from that kind of thing. They get back on the field and they just can't, because they don't want to go through that again.
How some people's careers end and start, right? Like,
yep.
How Brady got his thing is when what's his name went down. So when Drew Bledsoe went down. So like that's exactly how it happened. So you're getting the chance to play now because Bucky's not going to be there at the start of the season. Shine, and you may be here for a longer time. So
yeah,
I don't know,
I'm just hoping that they're letting him kind of mature and learn and get the game under his belt, and then they're just going to unleash him one of these years. He's the guy I can't quit.
It's a good guy not to quit, so I get it. All right, well, I think with him dropping out, I think we're at the hour mark. We're at a good stopping point.
Yep.
Right into the show, ffwc23@gmail.com. Hey, there he is. He's back.
Hey.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you. I just wanted to go over my last coach nod. Was to
go back.
Carmen Bricillo.
That's a solid thing.
He's an offensive line coach, and I think he's probably the best offensive line coach.
Give our listeners, because no one's going to know where he's coaching. Go ahead, give our listeners. Make sure you give a team.
Okay, so lines. The last two spots he were the Las Vegas Raiders 2 years ago, right before Pete Carroll took over, and he had rookies in the top 10 at their position. JPJ almost made it to top 5 at his position as a rookie, as a center. And then he went to the New York Giants, and you saw Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart do what they did. After having the worst offensive line, they became a top 10 unit. So in the past 2 years, everything he's touched has been top 10. He got hired by Robert Saleh to fix the offensive line in Tennessee. With Cam Ward and the 2 running backs you got there with Pollard and Tajay Spears there, who can be easy outlets for the quarterback, and that offensive line holding up better under his management, I think Tennessee might have one of the biggest turnarounds from a positional coach of any team in the NFL. Because if he can turn that unit into a top 10 with what we saw from Cam Ward at the end of the season, he sliced and diced up the Seattle defense in ways no other quarterback did the entire year. And in the end, his offensive line did not hold up. And yeah, they still lost. But I think with a little bump, and with him, they could, if they do top 10, that would be a huge bump for them. I think that could be.
I think they're one of the bigger positional upgrades and coach everything all around overall upgrades, and I think they could be like the team that goes, from worst to first, not first, but towards the top. You know what I mean? They'll be the bigger improvement, I think. Although we could see a lot of improvement from Cleveland. So
with Raiders too.
Raiders didn't. Well, yeah, they were the number one pick, so they were pretty bad. Yeah, I will
last place.
They were pretty bad last year.
They were like
I think
number
it was
30
kind of,
offense in the league, 30 or 31.
yeah, it was pretty
And to go from that to a top 5 offense, like we just said earlier, like I mean, you're
right. It's gonna be a very good improvement. I think they're gonna, because I'm pretty high on the Raiders with what they're gonna do, and I hate to say that because my everlasting hatred of the Black is over. But I think they're gonna do pretty damn good this year.
They are definitely going in the right direction. And as long as Mendoza is lives up to his number 1 overall billing, they could be in a problem for years to come in the league for every other team. Yeah.
Well, it's gonna start out with some Kirk action. He's gonna probably have some false teeth. He'll have his grill in.
Yeah. I mean, Mendoza might not play this entire year, but the more that he's been on the field, the more there's chatter of like, well, we're gonna have the best guy on the field, rather than like Kirk's playing. They're not. They were saying like, obviously Kirk's going to play the first season. We're not going to rush him in. And now the OTAs have hit, and they're like, we're gonna have the best guy on the field. So, I think that, and I plan on Kirk all year, like for Mendoza's development. But they might be like, why he's better.
Well, I mean.
If he beats out Kirk
shown mechanics already between the two of them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they drafted. He's Kirk 2.0.
He's
really what he was, but he's already cussing at his young age.
Yeah.
So he's kind of.
I love
dropped an F-bomb on stage, man. That's not Kirk style. That's not Kirk.
I love the kid. What's scary is when I
drafted to the Raiders.
He was my first pick in Dynasty, so I'm a little obsessed with the Raiders right now. And when I first saw the OTA film when he was throwing, I literally said out loud, "That looks exactly like Brady. His mechanics are exactly like Brady." And and I was like, "That's crazy." And then like 2 days later, it started to come up on the shorts and on Instagram and on people that are evaluating. They're like, are you guys seeing this too? Like you put them with their throwing motion next to each other, and they're like, Brady must have been working with him because nobody else has that same mechanic.
He is. He's a 10% owner. He's a partial owner. Of course,
so
out there working with the future of their franchise, right? So
now, just because you throw like Brady doesn't mean that you're going to be Brady. But the biggest thing that I really like
behind Brady have failed as they come into the NFL, right?
Yeah. The intangibles that the kid has is the things that made me most excited about him. Everything that they're talking about with him. So
the best thing about seeing him throw like Brady is the whole TB12 investment that Brady put in to health and calisthenics and everything like that to optimize himself so that at the end of his career, he was throwing harder, throwing faster, throwing better than he did earlier in his career. So
absolutely.
To see Mendoza pick up those same things that Brady has as part of his whole program early in his career makes you think, okay, well, how many games did Brady actually get hurt or miss toward the end of his career? Dude, he could be an Iron Man going through, and
look at him now, and look at him. He could end up breaking from the draft. They are not the same person. They are. That one to the left is soft. He's round. He runs a little frantic. Brady turned himself around and made something. I all that hate I have for Patriots back when Brady was winning, man, that dude did something right. Like he did something, and he brought that to Tampa, and we thank him for his service and to be the first NFL
we got the
team
good
to win our
version.
Super Bowl. Yeah, we won. We were the first NFL team to win a Super Bowl in our stadium. Eat that, Rams! Come on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think that he could be a 12-year Ironman. That's a pretty high ceiling, and
That's a
that would be
very
pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a very,
if he reaches his ceiling, he's going to be awesome for a really long time. He's going to be, people are going to be scared to play him because
Yeah.
of the mental acuity that they're talking about, and
Now-
the absolute obsessive compulsive love for football that they keep on talking about him having. Like, it's all of those are all good things to hear, not just about how physically talented he is, but he is a monster. Like, you look at him and you don't look like it, you don't
big.
think about it, but then you see him next to normal people and you're like, holy shit, that dude's a monster. So, and like you
Yeah, he's a
said,
big
like,
dude.
and he's gotten bigger this off season, I think too, being in professional regiments. There's yeah, I think he's the most
You have
improved.
the money. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot. You can train right. You train right with that kind of money. So good for him.
Yeah, that's right.
Good for him. Yeah. So okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Right into the show, ffwc23@gmail.com. Join us for our next segment. More just continuation of our off season, right? We got, I mean, still off season. We got time to talk. It's football. And, we still have time before our draft and our tags and all kinds of good stuff. So
we are coming into June, which is the dead month, dead season. We'll see what we hear as far as news and speculations and things like that.
News is, that's a game time. That's like what we did last year. That was when we did like our courtroom.
Fun
Stuff. It's some other fun stuff.
That's fun stuff season. Yeah, fill the void season.
It's the filler void. Yeah, it's the filler. So we'll figure it out. So right into the show. That helps out. We need it. Rate, like, review, subscribe. It really helps us if you guys go out and take the time to do these things. Broadens our podcast. So thank you very much for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for marching with us. And as always,
keep grinding.
Keep grinding.
That's right.
I'm just editing all around today. So, right on.